Mentor native UDFA WR shares his thoughts on one of Cleveland's quarterbacks. The Cleveland Browns are about 10 days away from the beginning of this year's training camp, and one of the team's top UDFA performers, Luke Florea, recently appeared on an episode of Honor the Land and spoke about Shedeur Sanders. The Mentor High School product has appeared in multiple videos throughout the summer, catching touchdown passes and making big plays for the Browns' second and third team offensive units. Max Loeb and Chef Zay, the show's hosts, ask Florea about Shedeur Sanders and his energy level. He likes to have fun out there. That's the best I can describe it. He comes on the field, he's going up to the receivers and thinking of celebrations to do when we score, crazy celebrations. That's awesome. It lightens up the mood, especially the first couple days of minicamp, and everyone's tight, everyone's stiff. Everyone's like, I can't make a mistake. I can't make a mistake. Folia said, and Shedeur is coming up to you asking you think he has an important question for you. He's like, hey, what celebration do you want to do? Definitely loosens you up and makes you play a little freer. Later in the show, Florea revealed some other things that Shedeur says in the huddle. It's clear that Shedeur Sanders has an excellent head on his shoulders, seeing that whoever talks about him has nothing but fun and interesting things to say about the fifth-round quarterback. When undrafted rookie wide receiver Jamal Price took the field for the Cleveland Browns minicamp this spring, he wasn't just chasing a roster spot. He was chasing a dream sewn into every yard of turf in Northeast Ohio. Price, a Mentor native and former Toledo standout, grew up just 30 miles outside of Cleveland Browns Stadium. He spent his childhood wearing brown and orange on Sundays, yelling at quarterbacks through the TV screen, and dreaming that one day he might be the one catching passes on the field instead. Fast forward to the summer of 2025, and that dream feels a little closer to real. But while Price's NFL journey is only beginning, he's already making waves in the locker room for his sharp routes, quick hands, and perhaps most unexpectedly, his candid commentary. A hometown kid with a hometown edge. After practice Tuesday, reporters huddled around Price at his locker. He wasn't expected to speak long. UDFA rookies rarely do. But when someone asked him what it felt like catching passes from both Joe Flacco and rookie Shedeur Sanders, Price didn't hold back. I'll say this. Throw comes in hot from both, but the vibe's different, Price said with a grin. Flacco throws like a guy who's seen every coverage in the book. He knows where you're supposed to be, even if you're not there yet. Shedeur, he throws like he believes you're open, even if nobody else thinks you are. That's the kind of confidence that makes you sprint harder on every route. The quote exploded across Cleveland sports radio by morning, not because it was critical, because it was honest. And coming from a local kid fighting for a roster spot, it somehow felt more authentic than the usual sound bites. The Browns' 2025 quarterback dilemma has been the biggest storyline of the season, with Joe Flacco returning for one last run. After a miraculous playoff stretch in 2024, most expected him to hold the reins until a clear successor emerged. Enter Shedeur Sanders, the flashy, confident second-round pick out of Colorado, coached in college by his father, the legendary Deion Sanders. With quick feet, a fast release, and a swagger tailor-made for modern NFL hype, Sanders was never going to sit quietly on the bench. Jamal Price, who has caught passes from both during camp, might be the only person who truly sees the difference, not from a coach's booth, not from the broadcast, but from the huddle. Flacco's like a chess master, Price explained. He'll pull you aside after a route and say, you could have sat down in the soft spot. The backer was already shading left. Shedeur, he's more like, let's make a play. If you beat your man, I'll find you. Two different rhythms, but both have their own kind of leadership. When asked who he prefers catching passes from, Price chuckled. Man, I'm just trying to stay on the team, he said. Whoever's throwing, I'm catching. From mental high to NFL dreams, Price's journey to this moment is the classic underdog story. Passed over by Power 5 schools, he started at Toledo, finishing with over 1,200 receiving yards in his senior year and leading the MAC in yards after the catch. But without elite combine numbers or top-tier hype, he went undrafted. Cleveland invited him to rookie minicamp mostly as a depth piece, but he turned heads with his precise footwork, his ability to find seams in zone coverage, and his resilience when matched up against NFL-level corners. He's got that chip on his shoulder, said Browns receivers coach Mark Callahan. You can tell he's not here for the moment. He's here to belong. Becoming the voice of the depth chart, Price's authenticity has earned him quiet respect in the locker room. He doesn't talk much, but when he does, teammates listen. That's rare for someone buried on the depth chart. Even Flacco, the former Super Bowl MVP, acknowledged him during a media session last week. Jamal's a sharp kid, Flacco said. Reminds me of some guys I used to throw to in Baltimore. Just tough, reliable, and ready when the ball comes. Shedeur Sanders had his own take. He's local. He feels this city. I can tell. You want guys like that around. They don't fold when it gets hard. The pressure of representing home, being a hometown player for a team as emotionally volatile as the Browns, comes with weight. Every mistake is seen through a magnifying glass. Every drop, every fumble, it's personal for fans. But Price says that pressure keeps him focused. Playing for this team means everything, he said. People I grew up with are in the stands. My mom still wears her Tim Couch jersey every Sunday, no lie. It's not about going viral, it's about earning respect from a city that doesn't give it easy. Looking ahead, as training camp rolls on, Price remains on the bubble. 1 or 2 injuries above him on the depth chart could give him a shot. Special teams might be his ticket. But no matter what happens, he's already carved a unique space for himself in this franchise's wild, quarterback-filled narrative. As for who wins the QB battle in Cleveland, Price isn't naming favorites. I just want to catch touchdowns. Cody Day, Zoe.